Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, my name is Joviana De Jesus and I am so happy that you are here. If you are not new, welcome back guys to part 2 of this 3-part series where we're playing with color, and I'm just kind of showing you some behind the scenes, some way of thinking when you're picking out your colors, because I know that it's challenging for us sometimes. So today we're looking at analogous colors, which are just 3 colors that appear consecutively in the color wheel. Usually they're primary colors or secondary colors. In this case today, we're using yellow, orange, and green. And I know that it sounds like, oh gosh, but this is the finished look right here. And you can play with colors, different textures, different formulas, just to get something super easy, playful, simple for you guys to try. This look literally took about 10 minutes as far as the eyes go, and then we go into complexion and so forth. So I won't talk too long because I know last intro was super long, but I really hope that you guys like this video, and if you want to find out how to recreate this look, just keep on watching. Okay, so we are back. We're going to start with the other eye. I did one off camera already. I'm going to start with the primer, and we are going to prime our lids. You guys know that I always like to use primer just because it's going to help the colors come out a lot better, show up a lot better. We're gonna have to do less work overall, so huge fan of primer. The one that I'm using is the Urban Decay primer. Okay, so I'm using a Real Techniques crease brush to blend it out. I love this brush for blending out. Obviously, it's not a crease brush, it is a concealer brush. So I love it for blending out concealer, like my NARS matte one, and I also love it for this job right here, which is blending out the primer. And I also like to run my finger through it just to make sure that everything underneath is smooth. There's no creasing going on, there's no clumping. Great, so once we have that on, we're gonna move on to our palette. And today we are using this eyeshadow palette right here. It is the Morphe x Jaclyn Hill palette, and it is the one called Armed and Gorgeous. And so today we're going to start off by using this color right here. It is called Access. It is like a warm mustard yellow, and we're going to put that all over our crease using a nice fluffy brush. So today's look is going to be part of the color series. This is the second part, and it's called Analogous. Is this color scheme where you put 3 colors together that are like consecutively behind each other in the color wheel. And so today I've chosen yellow, orange, and green. And we're gonna put those together, and if you can see, there's gonna be 2 different kinds of yellow. So that's the one thing that I do wanna bring up, guys, is nowadays we're so advanced and we don't just have the primary colors, we have so many variations. There's yellow, orange yellow, red yellow, yellow green, green blue, and so you can always just play it up and have fun with these colors. Like the gold that I use on the eyelid, that one is a play on all the colors. It's like a yellow gold, but then it also could look a little green. So have fun with this and be creative. I'm just gonna take a little more of that eyeshadow, and we're gonna make sure we blow it up nice and big, covering a lot of space. Palettes like this one by Jaclyn Hill are really, really nice because they give you a nice variety of color, and they all come together in this palette, so you're not guessing, which takes half the work out. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna use this color right here, which is called Agent. I'm taking that on a JH33, which looks like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that lower in on the crease. And it's going to start to create that gradient effect. Almost like a rainbow color. Very pretty. Next we're going to jump into Top Secret, which is this color right here, and it's like a olive hunter green. We're going to gonna pick it up on a similar brush to the JH33, but this is the M433. And I'm just gonna focus this on the outer corner, building the color, packing the color, and flicking it out just a little bit till we match our other side here. And one thing I can suggest to you guys is having a mirror up close, but then also having something further away to make sure that everything matches up and is even. Up close is nice for detail and for blending and making sure that everything looks nice and smooth up close, but who's gonna be looking at you that close, you know? So, and then we're gonna go in next to our lid shade. And the lid shade we're gonna use is Coin, which is right here. That's that yellow gold that I was telling you about. So I'm gonna grab that on a flat, stiff brush. This one's by BH Cosmetics, looks like this. We're gonna pack it on the lid, on the shade. We're gonna pack it on the brush here. And we are going to apply it directly to that inner corner and meet that green where it is. There we go. I'm just gonna go back into the green shade, but I'm gonna take a smaller defining brush, and we are just going to deepen and blend and define this green right where this yellow and the green meet. Perfect. And to clean up this edge right here, all I'm doing is taking a wipe and cleaning it up. And that's a nice little trick because you don't always have to worry about being neat. You can just always use a wipe to help you out and you're good. Okay, great. So this is the eye look. Let's zoom you back out so we can do the complexion. Zoomed you out, we're gonna work on complexion. The eye look was super easy and I want you guys to keep that in mind. You don't always have to do something crazy, fancy. Blending and working with the right colors can take you a really long way and it'll look like the most complicated look ever, and it took us, I don't know, 10 minutes, right? So just keep that in mind. For complexion today, we are working with one of my favorite foundations of all time, and I haven't used it because I was using it for a hot minute and I figured, let me try something else. But let's prep our skin first. I'm gonna take the Pores No More Benefit POREfessional Pearl Primer. I'm so used to saying Dr. Brandt Pores No More that it just rolls off the tongue, but this is what this looks like here. This is like the Benefit POREfessional, but it's got a little bit of a luminosity, which I really like for the center of my face because it'll look like I'm just glowing within. It helps to conceal pores, but it's got that added benefit of the glow. So that is always a plus. Next, we're gonna go into the Smashbox Photo Finish Radiance with Hyaluronic Acid. So this is gonna help give us radiance to the skin, a glowy, dewy finish, but the hyaluronic acid is also gonna help hydrate the skin, which is nice because it just pulls moisture from the air and keeps it on your skin so that we look nice and dewy and fresh, which is always a yes for me. So we're gonna apply that on the outer perimeter. If you're someone who is drier, you might enjoy that everywhere instead of using the POREfessional in the center of your face. But if you've got combination like me, then you can do that combo and you're gonna love it, guarantee it. So next we're gonna move on to foundation. And it doesn't look like this any longer. It's had a little facelift, but it's still one of the most amazing full coverage foundations I've ever used. It's just so moussey feeling on the skin that I love it. This is the Becca Ultimate Coverage Complexion Cream, and I'm in the shade Nude, which is now called Driftwood. So I'm gonna take one pump of that, and we'll start off with one pump just because it is definitely a full coverage foundation. And we're gonna use the Morphe M439 brush, which is a nice stiff brush to apply that. That is great coverage. I love that foundation. So moving right along, we are gonna go right into concealer, just because today we are using a Kat Von D powder palette. We're not gonna use any creams. So let's go right into concealer. Otherwise I would go into cream contouring and then use a concealer. So this is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. It's a weightless complete coverage concealer and I use light neutral. I'm gonna start off by putting it right in the under eye area because your girl needs some help in that area. And then we're going to cover up this area. I like to leave this area without foundation because I put concealer over it, and you know my theory on layering and moving throughout the day, so I still haven't re-dipped the wand. I love this concealer, it's really quite good, very good. So I'm gonna blend out the areas around the outer part of the face first. Okay, great. So once you put the concealer and blended it out, we can go ahead and set it. Really, the concealer, it's nice and light. And so we're gonna try out a new powder for under the eye area. I've been seeing really good reviews on it. And so I'm gonna try out the Fenty powder in Lavender for underneath the eyes. And I've just heard that it's a really good brightening effect under the eyes. Plus, everyone really likes the formula. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some on my hand. I've just got like a sample container from Sephora just because I want to try it before I go ahead and just spend monies. And I'm going to put that right in the areas that we just highlighted. And I like to pounce it into the skin, like melt it into the skin, push it in, make sure that the product gets absorbed really well. That'll help give us the finish that we need. Fill in any pores, any lines, push the product into the skin, melt everything together. I'm gonna add a second layer under there and just let it sit while we do the rest of our face. So while that sits there, let's go back to our under eye area. And for the under eyes, I want to do the exact same thing I did on the lid to the under eye area. So we're going to start off using a, we'll start off using this guy. This is a very dirty brush apparently. This is the Luxie 231 brush, and we're going to go into the first two shades, which are Access and Agent. We're gonna blow up this lower lash line, make sure that the colors come nice and low, because I do want to go back in with a green liner into more of that green and deepen that up a little bit. Okay, so once that is on, we're gonna line using the Lancome Extreme Longwear Eyeliner. This is the shade Macadam. Like a nice olive green. We're just gonna line the outer part of the lash line, connecting it to that outer corner, bringing it in. What I'm gonna do is go back into a pencil brush and that Top Secret green color, and we're going to set and smoke out that liner. Always remember to connect that to the top lash line so it looks cohesive and it flows one into the other. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna line my inner waterline and put some mascara on, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so liner, mascara is on. We are ready to complete the complexion. And so before we do, what I'm gonna do first is dust off this excess powder. We are gonna gonna see what this looks like after the powder is gone. I'm like scared that there's gonna be very big white cast on my face. So anyways, I'm gonna take my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and we're going to use the two lightest shades on there for highlighting. We're gonna go into the under eye. Just to brighten up and set a little more. And we're still gonna pounce it into the areas we want, pushing all the products together. That doesn't change. Just want to make sure everything is pushed one into the other. Perfect. We're going to leave that just like that, and we're going to move on to the rest of the complexion. And I'm going to take a contouring brush. I'll use this one right here. This is the JH05. I've been loving this for contouring lately. It is the perfect brush. It's like dense enough and stiff enough to really get into the areas that you want and carve it out. So we're gonna use the JH02 brush in this middle shade of the palette here to bronze the face and warm us up. I've been running outside and it's giving me so much color that I like no longer, even my tan shades are like not tan anymore. I don't think I've ever been this tan. It's crazy, because you'd think that like I'm dark. Puerto Ricans are supposed to be dark, right? Something? I don't know, but that just means I need more foundations. So we're gonna go ahead and just blend this out into our like E3 shape and make sure we've got a nice bronzy look that is uniform all over our face. So once I blended that out, I still don't like the way that this looks in this cheek area. It still looks patchy to me. So what I'm gonna do next is take my powder, my Maybelline powder, and we're gonna clean that up just a little bit with our beauty sponge. So we're gonna use the flat end of the beauty sponge, and we are going to clean this up a lot. Using your sponge, you are just going to trace the cheekbones right like above the tragus, just to give you a nice high cheekbone. Highlighting. And so for highlight, let's start with the inner corner. What I want to do is use this VIP that's right here. It's going to be a nice contrast to all our gold warm tones on the eyes. Look how pretty that looks in the inner corner. Very frosty, I like it. And then I'm going to take just a little bit and just blend it out, not pack it in so tightly to the highlight brow bone area. Go with the finger and just kind of diffuse it further, because I don't want it to be so intense, but I do want it to pop. Very pretty. Like it. So I want to keep everything kind of like in that contrast, so I do want to use something frosty for the face. And the one shade that I can think of is in this Tarte palette. It's the Skin Twinkle Volume 2. And this shade here, on my skin specifically, it just kind of like, it's an iridescent almost because of the undertone of the shade. So we'll look at it and see what I think. Oh yeah. You see how that just kind of goes with what we use in the inner corner? Perfect. I'm gonna start off with this. This is Gold Rush by Benefit, and it is like a very light, not too overwhelming, pinky peachy shade that I think will go great with this look. And I'm just gonna put it right here and kind of work it back to help diffuse some of this bronzer slash contour. You guys know I like to pat the product on once I'm like almost done, just because I don't want to lift any of the work that we just did. All right we are almost done. Let me just spray myself down and set everything, and then I will be right back with you. Alright guys, I am back. This is the finished look right here. I paired it with a nude lip just because anytime that I do any kind of colorful look, I like to pair it either with something similar to what's going on up here or a nude lip. So this case, I'm not wearing an orange lipstick, sorry. But I hope that you guys liked it. I hope that I kept it simple enough for you guys. The colorful looks, honestly, you can follow these rules or you can just kind of follow your own rules, but I feel like this is a good starting point for you. If you like this look, we've got another one coming, part 3, which is just a triad. That one's a little more complicated, so I'll take my time explaining it. The only thing complicated about it really is just how you pick out the colors, because there's some spacing that happens with the color wheel and things like that, but we'll talk about that next week. I hope that you guys liked this week's look and it was simple enough for you. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Also subscribe to my channel so that you are notified of when I upload new videos. And comment down below, let me know what else you'd like to see on this channel. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.